So, slightly different setting today. You're at my computer desk now. Welcome. I'm going to talk about how the FAA left me on red. And that's not clickbait. That's not, well, it is clickbait. I fucking use it as clickbait. Here you are. But it actually happened, and it's annoying, and it's about... I heard a rumor about a new regulation that may or may not be coming out. Turns out maybe it's not. Maybe it is. I'll explain at the end. But it's less about a new regulation coming out and more about how annoying it was to find out how truthful it might be. I'm still not 100% sure, but I got some clarity from the FAA finally. So, but like I said, the rumor itself is not the problem, it's how annoying it was to confirm it. That's my problem. Okay, cool, Izzy, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm talking about a rumor that I heard from somebody else, about somebody else, through someone else. You know how this shit works. It's a fucking rumor. So, which is why I took it with a grain of salt to begin with. The person I heard it from usually is a very credible source, so I did take it with, a slightly bigger grain of salt, but still, I wasn't 100% sure. So, the rumor in question is that the FAA is going to create a ruling, a law, a regulation, whatever the hell it might be, stating that flying over or in big cities was no longer going to be allowed, either right now or soon. And that's one of the parts I wanted to confirm. If it's, if it's going to happen, if it has happened, all that. And this was supposed to be an FAA regulation about not flying in big cities, not like a city regulation, not like a municipality, not the state doing it. This is supposed to be, allegedly, the rumor stated this was a ruling from the FAA, a federal regulation, which didn't make any sense to me. And my first thought was maybe they're going to turn the space over cities into a kind of airspace. I don't know. It made no sense. There was too much in my head that didn't make sense because the FAA governs airspace, not the ground. Borders don't really matter. It's a federal thing. You see what I'm saying? It didn't make any sense. So... And especially because the rumor involved somebody who had apparently been approached already about flying in a city from the FAA. They'd been approached by the FAA, allegedly. Which made me think, is it a regulation right now? Or if it's going to become a regulation later on, why the hell did they approach this person? If it's not a reg right now? Like, the whole thing seemed off. So what did I do? I emailed the FAA. And I asked them, pretty much exactly that question. Is it going to be a regulation? Is it a regulation now? And I specified in my email to them that I am talking about an FAA federal regulation, not something from state, not something from municipality, city, whatever. I wanted to know if the FAA themselves had a federal rule, law, or regulation, whatever you want to call it, about flying in cities. And the answer I got from them was some bullshit canned response, and it ticked me off. They said, I'm just going to read it, and I'll put it, like, here or something, so I'll, like, scoot, and I'll put it, like, right here. The FAA exclusively regulates airspace for purposes of aircraft safety and airspace efficiency. A remote pilot has a right to use the national airspace system, provided the pilot adheres to all applicable federal rules and regulations, laws traditionally related to the state and local police power, including land use, zoning, privacy, trespass, and law enforcement operations, generally are not subject to federal regulation. State and local governments generally have the authority to designate and regulate aircraft landing areas, which involves land use and zoning. Please see attached state-local regulation of UAS fact sheet for the further information. The attached fact sheet was bullshit. It was just like a copy and paste of the page you can Google online for UAS rules. And it didn't specifically tell me anything. I read the whole thing. So I wrote back, and again, I'll put it like right here or something. So to clarify further, does the FAA have any federal rules, laws, or regulations stating that the UAS pilot cannot fly, not take off or land, just fly, within big cities like NYC, Philly, etc.? I'm just trying to clarify a specific concern from one of my colleagues who stated that the FAA is making rules against flying in certain big cities now. Thank you. And that was the last communication. Now, my time working in help desks made me think maybe they don't get reply emails like this. When they respond in the system, it gets like closed as a ticket, and maybe respond emails just get canned. I thought that was a possibility. So I sent the exact same thing. I just reworded it as like an initial email to them, to their help desk system, and I just got no response from it. So at this point, it's been 2 weeks. Dos. And I want a fucking answer. I want to know, where am I allowed to fly without getting kicked in the face by a Fed, right? Where am I allowed to fly my toy helicopters? You let me know. It's fucking stupid. Drones have all these regulations, but I can just huck like a fucking model rocket up into the air unguided that weighs 15 pounds and no one gives a shit. But I have an air fucking toy helicopter and everybody fucking has an aneurysm. Anywho, tangent for the day. Yeah, so that's annoying. So I fucking called them. So yeah, we're gonna listen to the conversation because I think I got an answer. The only thing, I'll address it after. I think I got an answer. Kinda.
Good afternoon, Federal Aviation Administration. How may I help you today?
Hey, good morning. My name is... I'm just calling in for a general question about, I guess, rules and regulations on UAS operations. Specifically, under either recreational or Part 107. Would you be the right person to talk to?
Yes, I would be.
Awesome. So, I just wanted to clear up some regulations because we did have... my company I work with, we have a couple jobs coming up. We just want to make sure that we actually adhere to the rules properly. I heard some rumors that I can't find in any of the FAA documentation online that allegedly flying within quote unquote big cities, I guess specifically New York, Philadelphia, LA, things like that, is going to soon be, I guess, entirely not allowed, or maybe under certain circumstances.
That wouldn't be an FAA reg because in the air there are no property lines. In the air there are no cities. Now cities can, however, make up regulations about what you can and cannot do while you're on the ground that is within their jurisdiction.
Right.
And that could be takeoff, land, or operate a UA. And we try to kind of keep track of those, but it's a little difficult because, these various cities are always coming out with these regulations. However, before you fly, that's an app which checks for airspace. Is also pretty good. It knows about most of the places where you cannot take off, land, or operate.
Right, absolutely. And see, that was my understanding as well, which is why I got a little confused. I'm assuming the would-be rumor that I heard is probably just somebody misinterpreting a rule, or maybe just exactly what I said is maybe it's just a rumor. I just wanted
I would say a rumor. We would pray if somebody was saying, "Hey, we're going to ban drone flying in all big cities," we would have heard about it, and we would currently our lawyers would be talking to a bunch of mayors about preemption.
Right. Okay.
Because the thing is that we own the air over all the cities, and we allow anybody who wants to fly in it.
Gotcha. Understood, yeah. So, I mean, I guess as far as my understanding goes, as long as you're following all other regulations, like, no flying over moving cars, no flying over people, the normal, then as far as you're aware, that then some sort of no big city flying rule doesn't exist, at least within the FAA, correct?
As far as I know. In any case, it would be difficult. We wouldn't be interested. We wouldn't be creating any rules about big cities because we aren't involved with the ground. Cities are part of the ground. We're involved with the air.
That's exactly what I thought. All right, that's right. This is just confirming everything I thought to begin with. So, thank you.
Okay. So, ignoring your glimpse into my customer service voice, which makes me want to kill myself. Anywho, after that conversation, I went back to the person who had initially told me this rumor and let me know that the FAA people who approached our acquaintance, our friend, said that it was going to become a regulation in 2023-ish, which at this point I've learned that I'd probably be just as surprised as the FAA rep that I just spoke to. It seems like, to myself and this rep, that just doesn't make sense. So for the time being, it doesn't appear that it's a regulation. It doesn't appear that it's a law, anything. It doesn't appear that it's anything. And, yeah, I have it recorded. So, fight me. Whatever. But yeah, either way. So I guess I also learned that in order to get a fucking answer from the FAA, I have to call them. Because if I email them, they'll leave me on fucking red for 2 weeks and tell me to go fuck myself. But if I call them, I'll get a very nice gentleman who gives me everything I need to know. So just call them. Okay, bye.